Hello.
Hello, everyone
Hi.
doing?
Hello.
Hi, friends.
Hi.
How's everyone's week?
Going
Oh,
pretty
it's-
good.
It has been one.
It's been one. Yeah, it's been one here too. Rachel, how's your wrestling?
It's so good. Look at my bruise.
Amazing. Are you like performing now? Like performing?
Yeah. I did my first battle royale in November. I did not win.
That's okay.
But I have another battle royale in the books, and I'm hoping to get a victory.
How does that work?
How
Like,
does
are
that
you-
work?
Like, is it just like collegiate wrestling where you actually wrestle, or is it like performance wrestling?
I cannot divulge that on air.
All right. Well, tell me later because I want to know. Hello, Al. All right.
Oh, what's up, Al?
Should we?
Hi, Al.
Oh, I got DM disadvantage. Great. Thanks.
Can I call you Al? You can call me Betty.
All right. Which one of you wants to tell us where we left off? Because I like picking on you guys instead of having to do it myself.
Stop taking my moves.
I'll just call on someone if you don't volunteer.
I did last
God.
time just saying that.
I understand now the power that teachers have. Where they're
Oh,
just
yeah.
like I'm gonna call on you if you don't raise your hand. Rachel, do you want to recap us?
Sure. I'd like to preface this with I get dropped on my head a lot. We did fighting by a wall. There was a lady on the staircase, and we won. But I think Zeki almost died.
That sounds about right. Actually, I did go unconscious, right?
Yeah, Zeki did go unconscious for a little bit.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that's
it was
so
very
good.
bad because I think Zeki's our healer.
I think,
I think that's also true.
I
have
glad
one
you
health.
don't know. You have 1 HP right now. Oh, it's gonna
Yeah.
be fun. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I
time.
think someone had just I was unconscious and I'm now.
Wait, quick round the table. How many hit points do we have starting this session?
Ooh, Mama's got 31.
Amir has 4.
I have 4. I meat tanked the shit out of that.
We all collectively forgot what happened because we got the shit kicked out of us.
Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
bad. I can't think about this.
Uh,
I have to put this in the box where I keep my traumas.
Noah, where are you sitting at in terms of HP?
11.
Sweet. Very sweet. Thank you for the subs, people. Also inspiration for Zeki, so that you can live.
Thank you.
Also, very quickly before we jump back in, just in case anyone missed previous sessions, let's go around and just give a quick intro to our characters, and sort of explain how we got to this situation, which is complex and magical and weird and potentially murderous. So Zeki, who are you playing, and why are you here?
So I am playing Corwin Anarok, and I am the union carpenter on this gig, making sure the set design is in place. And turns out that now everybody in the room knows, cat's out of the bag, magic is real, and I'm also a cleric. I have been dealing with things for a while, and Jake's in for more surprises tonight, probably.
And I guess that brings us to Jake. Tell us a bit about Noah.
Noah is the typical spoiled rich brat who had no idea that magic was a thing until dark elves or something started shooting arrows at him. He isn't sure he likes this. He's quite sure he doesn't like this. He thinks that live theater should die.
And why were you at this production in the first place?
Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm the one who sponsored it.
Great. Awesome. So Noah got his parents to fund getting this show to Broadway. So Noah's a pseudo producer, but not really a producer, just thinks he's a producer. Rachel / Tessa, what are you doing here?
Yes. Well, Tessa was supposed to be an audience member, but then was roped into being the understudy of the lead. Tessa is a warlock and a college theater student.
Yes.
So a lot of evil coming out of this one.
And I really hope that you don't call your patron again, because I will never be able to redo that voice.
It's okay. You could just do a different voice, and we can just be like,
Just do
he's
a
a
different
like
voice
he's a
every
really
time.
good acting coach, and he's just
Yeah.
constantly like changing accents.
Perfect. Omar / Amir. Who is Amir? Why are you here? What are they doing in the theater?
Well, let me tell you about Amir. Count yourself lucky that you get to hear his story again. Amir comes from somewhere far, far east of someplace you can't pronounce. But Amir had dreams, passions to become an actor. Not only an actor, but one who can sing, dance, and of course, flex a muscle or two. So Amir became a wrestler in that. And decided to join this menagerie of this cast of jubilant people and be a bodyguard for one Adelaide who went missing. So, knowing everything about magic and knowing about the arts, Amir decided to join and got sucked into a magical play that Amir knows much about and is now helping his allies find what happened to the actual Adelaide.
Perfect. And yeah, just like a little bit additional context. The lead of the show went missing on opening night. Some other stagehands had also disappeared over the last several months. Just about right before everyone popped on stage, Corwin found several dead bodies and decided not to divulge that information until the show was already starting. And as the show began, all of the players, actors were essentially teleported into the world of the show. So they are no longer acting on stage. They are now sort of living this play as reality, with the characters that they play and the parts that they play shifting and changing. But they are very much in a high stakes sort of real life version of what the play was supposed to be. That being said, are we ready to get into it?
Woo!
Let's go.
All right.
Yes.
Ambiance change. So the last we left off, the four of you had just finished a pretty bloody battle that almost took more than one of you out with it. And you had just started to sort of get yourselves back together, brush off, begin to mend any sort of bruising or cuts, or in some people's cases, literal returns from beyond the grave. And just as you were beginning to get those bearings back, vines and rope started snaking up from the floor. And of the four of you, Amir and Corwin, as those vines crawled up your bodies with their little sharp stingers piercing your skin, the two of you became paralyzed, whereas Tessa and Noah were able to shake off the effect of those vines and those thorns, and are restrained, but can speak, and are cognizant of everything. I mean, I suppose that Amir and Corwin are also cognizant. You just cannot interact with the world at large. And as this happened, the four of you heard from beyond where you are. It's we've talked about this before. You can't see the actual opera house. You can only see where you are within this vignette, this play. But you can hear coming from the opera house itself this deep, dark, cold laughter. And from inside of your heads, all four of you hear a voice, and it says, "I appreciate you helping keep the performance going tonight. It's been lovely. I've enjoyed watching you. You've done a great job. I was honestly worried that without Adelaide here, I wouldn't be able to feed tonight, but this has been more than I could have imagined. And I would have been fine, having Adelaide is really, really all I need. But this was an added bonus I didn't see coming. Can everyone please make an intelligence check for me?
Nine.
15.
15?
That's a big ol' 3.
Whew!
19?
19? Okay.
Because that's how it's supposed to go.
So, Noah, the three of you, the other three, Rachel, Amir, Corwin, you are so spent from combat, and now, two of you are completely paralyzed. While, Tessa, you weren't expecting to be here tonight. This is a lot for you to take in and to process. But Noah, for the first time, your mind is clearer than your companions. And you have this horrible realization that there is something that is either attached to this show or this production or this theater that gets its energy from audiences and from the sort of just inherent magic that is the arts and theater. But you also realize that because of the magic that you are encapsulated in right now, the only way that you will be able to deal with this entity is to finish the show. And in doing so, you will also be strengthening this entity.
Well, fuck.
And we're still paralyzed, right? So we can't talk. or
You're
anything?
paralyzed. Tessa and Noah, you can talk back if you would like to. You don't have to.
I'm gonna sort of shift my eyes over towards Tessa, and people say that the beauty of live theater is that it's ethereal nature, and I think that this could be more ethereal, please.
I think the word you're looking for is ephemeral, but I get it. Also, hello, voice in my brain. I'm just a student and an understudy. I don't think I should be here. Could I go?
On contraire. On the contraire.
It's contraire.
Thank
voice.
you. Au contraire, I think that you are doing an amazing job, and I can't wait to see what you do with the rest of the show. And with that, even though you can't see it, you feel the presence sort of shrinking away from you, and you feel the roots beginning to unravel around your bodies. And once again, as you are now used to, the scenery around you begins to shift and split and move, and the trees go into the ground and turn into marbled floors. The gates move backwards and turn into large double doors. And you find yourselves in the throne room of the palace, of Andrea's palace. However, sitting upon the throne, you see a greenish-gray skinned, red-eyed prince. He has a silver crown, a circlet running around his head. He's got large silver pauldrons on his shoulders. He has long white hair with two braids coming down the front that are slightly shorter than the rest of the hair. And he, actually, everyone give me a quick history check. And if you are familiar with the show, which I think most of you are, you can feel free to roll with advantage. Oh, what'd you get?
Nat 20.
Okay, great.
Sorry, that was Vingabus. I'm sorry.
You're fine. I love it.
14.
14. Okay.
That's a 19 over here, but I can't talk.
I will say, as this scene, by the end of this scene, both Amir and Corwin will be able to speak again.
Okay.
However, at this point in time, you both are still feeling the effects of the paralysis and are very much just taking in what is happening. Noah has vanished, so Noah's just really reeling from that last realization that there is something more going on here. But Tessa, you are very acutely aware that this is Prince Fricks, who is the leader of the Drow, the leader of the Underdark, which is sort of like, in the context of this show, the big bad, essentially. He is the one who is leading this Underdark rebellion. You've already fought many of his forces at this point. And Prince Fricks looks down at you, Tessa, and he says, Andrea and I will be wed, our houses bound by bed. Do you accept?
I do not.
And then he sort of looks at you and he looks out the stained glass windows and he goes, so you'd rather watch the world burn?
Well, if it's a choice between the world burning and a wedding, I think there's something we could find in the middle. These both seem quite extreme.
And Tessa, as you say that, you feel the words exit your lips, and then you feel them come back in, and you feel time rewind itself. And you hear in your head that same voice from earlier saying, that's not how the play goes.
Well, it was worth a shot.
And then you hear Frick say again, would you rather watch the world burn?
I just think that we could compromise on something. It doesn't mean that I have to marry you.
Back in. Time rewinds slowly. Again in your head you hear, that's not the line. Would you rather watch the world burn?
The line, please. Hello. This scene wasn't in my production. We couldn't afford the drow makeup.
And you hear, would you rather watch the world burn?
I don't know what to do.
Next time I'm producing a Netflix special.
Fine, I guess I'll marry you or something. God, like, can we just go to the next scene?
And then as you say that, once again, it rewinds. And you feel everything sort of reset, and you hear in your head, run away.
Oh, look at my watch. Let's get out of here. Come on.
So
let's go.
So Tessa, do you turn around and run?
I would like to be able to take my friends with me, and yes.
I think that without any sort of anything, anywhere you go at this point, you can kind of intuit that they will follow, given that this whole production has been following Andrea, and even when they weren't there, they were still there. So you turn and you run, and as you run, once again, the same nauseating swirl of colors and trees and floors and ceilings and the mishmash of the world around you begins to coalesce. And the four of you find yourselves standing squarely in the middle of a town. And everyone just give me a quick little history check about what you think is happening here.
9.
Great.
That's more like it.
7.
Awesome.
21.
Cool. All right. So with a 21, Amir, you remember at this juncture in the story, after Andrea attempts to run away from this Prince of Darkness, she spends a bit of time in a nearby town where she gets weapons and supplies and potions and various things that help her in the eventual coming fight against the Underdark. You don't have specifics. I think you know that there's, it's a very quintessential sort of high fantasy town insofar as there is a tavern, there's a clothing and armor maker and a potion supplier and that sort of thing. But the four of you, kind of above the table, really have player agency to do whatever you would like to in this town to prepare yourselves. If you want to find a very specific type of store with a very specific type of thing, or a person, if you're looking for a kind, like, I will kind of leave this open-ended to the four of y'all to tell me what it is that you want to do and how you want to spend this time preparing for what is to come. I will also have a picture of a town, which I will quickly put up on the screen just so we have sort of a visual something that we can look at. It's going to share my whole desktop, which is fun, but that's okay. So this is, you guys are standing right here around essentially where this well is. Everyone give me just a quick perception check and I can give you a little bit of information about the buildings that are closest to you. Or investigation, I guess, depending on how you want to play it.
10.
10, okay.
22.
15.
19.
Great. So I'd say 15 or higher. You can tell that this building right here is a tavern. There are folks inside drinking. You can hear noise, general hustle and bustle. There are rooms inside the tavern. Although what I will say again above the table is that by the end of this, you will have taken a short rest. But if you would like to take a long rest, you could just use the entirety of this time to, book a room at the inn and do that. However, right next to the inn here, there is a clothing and armor supplier. And on this other side, you see a magic item shop. And then directly behind you is an apothecary. If you would like to, you are more than welcome to explore. Or if the four of you have something very specific that you are looking for, let me know. And we can sort of do some dice rock rolling and figure out if it's here. But I will sort of let the four of you get your bearings around this well in the center of town and tell me what it is that you'd like to do.
Now you do see why it makes more sense to cut that section of running away from the Drow Prince directly to the town. And what we did in our production was we just had someone come in with a letter, and it was sort of just read what the prince wanted to say, and then I got to tear it up. I think it's a superior choice, frankly.
Amir thinks you're right, but Amir remember the scene. I think it's the shopping scene. Who wants to go buy some good things? Amir has some coin.
Oh yeah, we definitely kept the shopping scene.
I mean, it's like
it's integral to displaying what's going to be lost if the Underdark wins.
It is absolutely commentary on the hustling, bustling society, the socialist society, the town of Captainport. That's what this town is called now. And it's socialist. But you still have to spend gold to buy things. So don't ask me how that works. It's just how
it's just for fun. It's the novelty.
It's the novelty of spending gold, exactly.
You just hand the gold to the shopkeep.
It's like Monopoly money.
Yeah, and then when you leave, you just take some gold from like a little...
leave some gold, take some gold.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great philosophy that this community lives by.
Because it's just fun, Like, it's just fun to throw little poker chips.
If you pop over here, that's where they hand out the Monopoly monies. But yeah, all right. So the four of you are in the middle of this town square. Well, town zigzag, I guess. It's not really a square. Where are we going? What are we doing?
Tessa,
Yes, sir.
Amir thinks that we should probably get makeovers. And we might not enjoy ourselves before we have to go off. I think eventually we have to fight that strange voice that we heard in our head before.
Yeah, and you know we could just say we're just putting on our battle makeup. You know, like sometimes you gotta when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you fight good.
Oh yes, that's exactly the philosophy that Amir goes by. I mean, check out his build. I may be kind of poisoned and hurt right now, but look, and he flexes and go ahead and kind of like as much as he can, still in pain from the last scene.
Also, no joke, your championship belt gear that you wore, absolutely incredible.
Amir knows this, yes, but thank you nonetheless.
So does that mean that at least the two of you are going to be heading over to the clothing and armor supply shop?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The other two of you, do you want to join them? Or is there somewhere else you want to go? I will say there's no penalty for splitting the party at this specific juncture, so feel free to go where your little heart's desire.
Well, Tessa, Amir, that sounds pretty great. I think you should do you and, be prepared for what's to come. I really beat down myself, and I used a lot of spell slots. So I really think that I should sleep, but I will come with you to the shop first, just to see if there's anything I can pick up that could maybe, give me a little bit more protection.
So here's what I will say. If you would like to get a long rest, you cannot go with them to the shop. What I will allow is if you give them sort of like specifics, almost like a shopping list, and you give them some gold, if there is something there that fits your whatever, they will be able to purchase it for you.
Okay.
Ooh, maybe a nice frosty eye mask. That might be nice.
Ooh, that's
Not
nice.
exactly what I was thinking, but maybe
Some
some
skincare.
gauntlets.
Some
Some gauntlet.
moisturizer.
Maybe something to make sure you stay, not dead like before.
Ooh, yeah, maybe we could pop into the apothecary for like a healing potion.
That would actually be extremely wise. If you could get one for each of us, maybe that might be, or at least one, maybe two for each of us, depending on here, whatever. Let me keep 3 gold for myself for this room. I'll make sure it's a big enough room for all of us if you want to pop in and also get some rest. But here's the rest of it. And I hand over like 12 pieces of gold. I don't know the exact economy in this
Sure.
world.
I don't either. I'm going to be doing some Googling while we play, so we'll find out together. Perfect. All right. So, Corwin, you say goodbye to your friends. And I guess I want to check in, quickly. Noah, are you also planning to take a rest, or are you going to go somewhere else
Yes,
and buy
no,
some shit?
I'm just sort of dazed.
Okay. Is there any conversations you'd like to have before you head up to the tavern, and any money you'd like to change hands?
No, I just really love an explanation at some point for what is going on.
Actually, Noah, we can talk about that on the way over to the tavern.
That
Perfect.
would be ideal.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's about time I told you about what your parents really got up to.
Okay, I do want to do that. So what I will say is that the two of you make your way over to the tavern. There's an orc sort of at the bar wiping it down, as is the quintessential tavern owner thing to do. There's, a good chunk of patrons, but it is the middle of the afternoon, so it's not very rowdy. It's just sort of like that early, lazy afternoon day drinking vibe. You are very much able to grab a room upstairs. And what I will say is I will pop back over to the two of you as you are getting ready to take your little nap. There is only one bed, just because I think that's absolutely adorable that the two of you have to share. So I will pop back over for some pillow talk after we resolve the shopping sequence with Amir and Tessa. That sound good? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So Amir and Tessa, you are starting off over here, correct? At the armory / clothing store.
Yes.
Yes.
Great. So you make your way in. As you open the front door, a little bell tinkles, and looking around, at first you don't see anyone, but you do see quite a robust inventory. There's all kinds of garments, from functional to fashionable, to some that are magical, to some that are made specifically for combat. And as you were looking around, could both of you please give me a perception check?
Sure. I do want to make a note that Amir just doesn't walk in. He Mean Girls walks in with Tessa, just kind of past that just playing in the background, just burst up into the door as if he owns the place. You have to make an appearance, an entrance, so we get a good deal.
All right, so Amir makes a beautiful entrance, doors fling wide, one hip popped out, hand on it, definitely posing a little too hard, a little bit of extra flex. And Tessa, do you match that energy?
I am matching that energy. Are you
Tessa.
kidding me? This is to make an entrance with a professional wrestler. Tessa's
That's
in.
fair. That's fair. So Tessa also flips her hair back dramatically, tries to flex as well. But Tessa, I imagine that you are not the most muscular human being on this planet.
Yeah, I would say it, because Tessa is like young, tall, and skinny. She's a little gangly, a little awkward still, like.
So a little bit of a string bean flex.
Yeah.
But she's trying. Actually, give me performance checks, both of you,
Cool.
while we're here.
15.
15. Okay.
And Amir rolls a 23.
So Amir, this is your place. This is what you know how to do. You walk in there, and despite the fact that it is seemingly empty, you feel like the clothing is in awe. Like you feel like because there's some magical items in here, you feel like there's like a little bit of sentience in the shop, and like any little bit of sentience that is extant here, it sees you, it notices, and it's into it. Tessa, you do a pretty good job. You're next to Amir. So maybe if you'd walked in by yourself, it would have had a slightly different impact. But it wasn't terrible. It didn't give anyone the ick, so to speak. But it was pretty decent. It was pretty okay. What were those perception checks?
21.
21. Great.
7. No, wait, 9.
9. All right. So Amir, you being slightly taller than Tessa, as you sort of scan around the shop, you see over the top of the counter the tiniest little poking out of ears.
Huh.
And as you notice that, from around the counter scurries out the smallest elf, or maybe she's a fairy. It's kind of unclear. She is definitely fey in nature. She is about 3'7", and she has little pointy ears. She is wearing a brown and gold tunic, as well as some loose-fitting brown pants and little pointy-toed, think Shoemaker and the Elf shoes. And she goes,
Oh, hello. It's so nice to have visitors to the shop. It's been so quiet recently with all of the mayhem and madness going on up at the castle. What can I help you with?
Oh my god, you are so cute.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
That feels a little condescending. Just because I'm small doesn't mean that I'm a child, and I don't like when people conflate my ancestry with being a child, because that just feels patronizing.
Adults can be cute too. Have you
Yes.
have you seen Jason Momoa?
No.
He's very cute.
But we apologize. But
He's also very big. Cute doesn't have to mean infantilizing. You're just a
Literally
well
said to me,
proportioned.
"Oh, you're so cute." Tell me how I'm not supposed to take that the wrong way.
We are very sorry. Let's start over again. Hello, I'm
Whoa!
Desmond. So you were in the presence of Adria. And we wish for you to that's words, yes. And we wish to shop your wares. So kind, fairy of the shop.
Well, I'm not one to say no to customers at this exact point in time. So I guess, what are you looking for? Or you can browse if you'd like, but I will say it's a pretty stacked shop. So if you're looking for something specific, you're probably better off asking me.
Well, if you have anything in the shop, Desmond is looking for a powerful weapon to strike down his foes. Do you perhaps have something like that?
Weapon. I do. What sort of weapon are you thinking? Are you looking for a sword? Are you looking for a mace? Are you looking for daggers? Are you looking for a bow and arrows?
Oh, but a very large great axe, something that could really chop down, let's say, the big villain at the end of the story, or something like that.
Ooh, yeah, something that could kill God.
Well, let's see. I have several great axes around in the store. Are you looking for it to strike down giants? Or are you looking for it to give you resistance to cold damage? Or are you just looking for it to do, pardon my language, a shit ton?
Let's go with the shit ton. Amir already can withstand the cold.
Above the table, Omar, remind me what you currently have as your weapon.
I have two, I believe, plus one, what do you call them? Axes, regular hand, not great axe, battle axes.
Battle axes, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and also a spear, a javelin of lightning.
Well, I have something that you might like. I'm gonna put it into private chat so you can also look at it. It definitely it hits harder. There's a little bit of give and take here. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna need you to take it in stride because there are a lot of really good things about this. It is cursed, but that being said, it does do a lot of damage.
What does this curse do exactly, if you don't mind explaining?
You can't really. You're kind of attached to the axe all the time. You can't really put it. Well, you can put it away as long as it's on your body, but you can't, like leave it at home or like throw it in like a burning furnace to try to get rid of the demon. Like none of those things. You gotta hold on to it. And it does mean that you can only use this great axe. You can't really. Well, you can. It's not that you can't. It's just that it won't be as effectual as they would have been in the past.
So do I have to choose between? And he whips out his two battle axes that are in his hands. Gertrude and Bertha.
Well, when you put it that way, maybe that's not the axe for you.
No.
There's okay, hold on.
And she sort of turns around and she, when they're going to get you like another size of shoe from the shoe store, she kind of heads into the back and she's like, all right, hold on, let me check. Let me see what else we have. And about like 2.5 to 3 minutes later, she pops back out. She's holding this large axe with some blue and purple sort of swaths across the blade and like spiraling down the handle. And she goes, well, this one's an interesting one. It's it was forged by the breath of a dragon, which is very cool. The forges had a dragon breathe on it, and they dumped it into holy water. So it's got a lot of really interesting properties going on.
and it can essentially, it can cut through bone, it can cut through flesh, kind of like it's butter. It's really not. As great axes go, it's a pretty good one. It is more on the expensive side, but it does give you a stronger advantage when you're attacking than the two that you have to. And well, this is a strange question to ask. What kind of person are you? Are you a good witch or are you a bad witch?
Oh, Amir is the best witch.
Amir's the best. Okay, great. Because this would be a little bit of a delicate conversation to have, but if you were a bad witch, or if you are lying to me, I don't know you at all. This axe will weigh close to 2,000 pounds. And I would not recommend purchasing it, just because unless you have some really big biceps, which I mean you do, but I don't know if you got 2,000 pounds worth of axe swinging biceps. Some other really cool features. So it's got 2 blades. One's heavy, the other one's light and small. The large blade does, I mean, if I had to assign a numerical value to damage, I'd say 1d12, 1/12 or up to 12, somewhere between 1 and 12 damage. And then that small blade will deal an additional, again, like, not to put numbers to something that is completely amorphous and non-numerical, but between 1 and 8 damage. And you kind of have to decide which blade you want to use, but it's pretty good when you attack with it. You can use the small blade for at least 1, and you can make an additional attack with weapon as part of that action, so you can do a couple different swingy swings with it. And oh wait, this is out of character, because this is just very cool. As I'm reading through this axe, rolling a 1 or a 20 does not cause it to automatically hit or miss. That is interesting. So there's some good and some bad with it. You can't really royally fuck up, but you also can't really royally succeed. So do with that information what you will. Also, you get choices. It's a little bit of a choose your own adventure situation. So when, I'm a good, when you buy this axe, you will essentially have a choice. You can choose fire, or you can choose radiant. And if you choose fire or radiant, you will get some extra damage of that damage type every time you hit, which I think pretty fucking cool, if you ask me. I mean, it's not my axe, but I think it's pretty fucking cool. Also, I'm not done. It's a pretty cool axe. I'm getting a little Jewish here. I don't know if this is where I started, but here's where we are. The weapon, it has 3 charges. And you can spend, again, I don't really know how you'd quantify it, but say you had 1 big action and 1 small action, which I know that's not how life works, but if you did, you could use that small action to essentially shoot flames out of your axe for a minute. Pretty cool. And does some other additional cool damage with those flames too. So I don't know. Could be fun. Could be a good time for you. You look like the kind of guy who would look pretty good with a burning axe in his hand,
I mean, you had me at double-sided. I could
have stopped talking and doubles the motherfucker. Short of breath.
Desmond is quite impressive. How much Desmond can afford any price, but let's keep it. Desmond's trying to save the world here, so that's
Well, I mean, it's a pretty rare weapon. Pretty epic, as they say. So, I will say it usually goes for about 500 to 800 gold. However, it's been real slow here. So if you can make me a counter offer and make it good, convince me of it, I could go lower.
Well, let Desmond tell you a little story. As you were saying before, there were so many chaos and bad things happening. Well, Desmond is trying to put a stop to that. So, wouldn't you want to know that your weapon at your shop helped the great Desmond defeat the evils of this land? And then people will come flocking towards you. And you'll be able to make a killing. So it's more like an investment.
Yeah, and then you could get a portrait done
Mm.
of Desmond and hang
Mm.
it in your shop,
Mm.
and it could say, "Famous hero aided. This was the best witch."
Sort of like when you go to a diner or a tavern, there's like pictures on the wall of all
Yeah,
the
you
cool
know,
bards that have been there. Okay.
and you know what price could you put on clout, right?
Well, here, you know what? I'll tell you what. Are you buying anything else today? Because maybe we can do some sort of discount lump sum situation.
Well, of course, Tessa would.
Well,
I mean,
I would love to find something very versatile, multifunction.
Okay.
You know, something that's good for anything. Do you know what a Swiss Army knife is?
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
It's just a lot of tools and functionality on it. You know,
Yes.
as versatile a tool as Meryl Streep is an actor.
I don't know who that is, but I think I know just the thing.
And she pops over to the, you know how when you're checking out of a shop, they sort of have like lined bins with like a lot of small items. She pops over to where, you know, like the Trident gum would be. And she pulls out this little, well, honestly, it's kind of hard to tell because when you look at it, at first it looks like a paintbrush. And then it kind of looks like a wrench. And then it sort of looks like a screwdriver, and it's almost flickering between different things. And she comes over to you. And she says, "This is an all-purpose tool. It can kind of be anything that you want it to be. If you touch it, you think about what you're looking for. Any artisan's tool of your choice, it can become. And the great news is that whatever you choose, if you're using this tool, you'll be proficient. You can use the tool. Even if you can't use any other tools that are the same tool, you can use this tool. It's a pretty good one. And when you hold it, you also are a little bit stronger. So if you're casting a spell, or you're, you know, trying to avoid a big thing falling out of the sky, you're just gonna be just a little bit better at it, you know?
Well, frankly, you're speaking my language.
Oh my gosh, and I forgot the best part. The best part is you can pick any cantrip you want, any spell from anywhere in the world. And for the next 8 hours, you get that cantrip if you use the tool. That's pretty sweet, I gotta say.
I mean, I like it.
So-
Amir?
That sounds amazing. Desmond would definitely suggest that you get something like that. Anything. So no matter what trouble that we're in, no matter what trap or secret that the nefarious evil person that we're going to eventually defeat puts in front of us, you, Andrea, will be able to take it on and diffuse it.
To be clear, it's not going to turn into like a mega epic sword or anything like that. It's just going to turn into other useful tools. I don't want an expectation set too high. It's a very cool item, but
Of course.
if you're in the middle of battle and you're like, "Give me a big flaming greatsword," that's not gonna happen.
No, but there are doors that are hard to open, and
There
why not
are.
use a screwdriver?
It's so good for opening doors. I have to tell you.
We'll never get caught in the rain ever again because it can
Yes.
become an umbrella.
You will always have an umbrella.
We
Always.
are only limited by our imagination.
Yes.
Desmond, wink, wink, wink.
You know, I think I misjudged the two of you. You're great. This has been a great conversation, great transaction. Lovely. All right. Well, actually,
And she hands you the all-purpose tool, and she goes,
why don't you tell it what you want it to be? Give it a spin.
Take the form of a hairbrush.
and as you say that, it morphs and shifts and changes into the most perfectly bristled hairbrush for your exact hair type and texture.
Tessa pulls out the messy bun and
Well,
brushes.
Hold on, you haven't bought it yet. Maybe let's not use it on your hair. That's a little unsanitary. Let's do the gold transaction, and then you can brush all you want. You can turn it into stick it anywhere in your body you want to. I don't judge. I'm just here to sell.
Oh, well, I would like it.
Oh, great, perfect. So we got one big old honking axe. We got a tool. Anything else I can get for you?
Andrea and I going, did the others one need anything? Did they say anything specific?
Just the healing elixirs, which we're going to get from the apothecary.
Yeah,
I think that Zeki might have wanted pauldrons or shoulders or bracers of some kind.
Do you have any gauntlets?
Pauldrons or bracers or shoulder things.
Thanks, guys.
Upper body
You hear a
equipment.
voice in your brain going, guys, you forgot about my bracers.
I have plenty of bracers. What kind of bracers are you looking for?
Would you assume that he would want?
What goes good with cleric carpenter?
What goes good with cleric carpenter?
Something that can hopefully keep him alive.
She's gonna go back to the back room again. Well, I researched what gauntlets are good for a cleric.
If there's like
see.
gauntlets of like ogre strength, that would be
Yes.
pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
Gauntlet.
It'd make my strength like a 19, which would
Do you
kind
beat
of
things?
probably help out my my great sword abilities.
Perfect. All right, so she pops back around and she's like,
Well, I have a lot of things, but for a cleric, I think maybe these guys.
and she holds out these gauntlets, which are etched in runes, but also with almost like green artwork of various ogres, and it's really actually beautiful paintings. Like you don't think of images of ogres as being particularly aesthetically pleasing, but they are just it's almost striking. You almost can't look away from the artwork that has sort of been embossed on these gauntlets.
And she goes, these are gauntlets of ogre power. They will make you very strong. Again, I don't know why I'm using these random scales, but on a scale of 1 to 20, I'd say it makes you about a 19. Which is pretty good. It's 19 out of 20. It's a pretty good deal. So if that's what you're looking for, I can do that for you. Yeah, it is Shrek. It is just a big picture of Shrek's face directly on the inside of the gauntlet.
They're actually from the Shrek musical.
They are actually.
Yeah,
They
props.
are. It's because they didn't have a really great budget for this show, so they borrowed gauntlets from the Shrek musical, and they did wind up in this little costume shop in this random town that is not actually the setting of the show, but that's okay.
That's okay. Stuff gets borrowed from other things all the time in
Yeah.
theater.
Yeah, for sure. So you now have and I put into the private chat all three of these items. You've got this all-purpose tool, you've got this axe, and you have these gauntlets. She goes,
These are all pretty high ticket items, but here's what I can do. How does 1,000 gold sound for the lot?
Because we are heroes trying to face off against the enemies that wish to destroy you. What did you say? Maybe 950.
give me a persuasion check. Tessa, I will allow you to help if you would like to say something to help.
You know, it just consider it the clout discount
The clout
for helping Desmond and Andrea right before we save the world. And
Here's the bargain I will make with the two of you.
Actually, roll your persuasion check first, but
Yeah.
then I do have a counter offer.
Okay, persuasion is my forte. 24.
I rolled real bad, so I'm at a 9.
She kind of looks at you, Tessa, and she's like, but she looks at Amir.
She goes, I could do 950. I could do that. Or if you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do, we could do the 1,000, and I could give you 50% back upon completion.
One moment, and I go and huddle with Tessa. What do you think about that? It sounds like a good deal.
Wait, how much do we have to give up front?
1,000 gold pieces.
1,000 gold pieces. I have 15 gold pieces.
And
then we've got the 12 gold pieces that Goran gave us. And I think that's not going to cover it. I might be a theater major, but I know that those two numbers don't equal 1,000.
If Amir has to, Amir can give up his beautiful jewelry. And if you see, Amir does have earrings of like jewels.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Amir can part with this
No,
jewelry.
no,
No. Let Amir do this, please.
No.
Please. It's the only way.
Can we not go next door and just get the 1,000 gold pieces? I think money's not real here, so maybe we can go ask.
No. Amir will do the sacrifice. And I'll pop up.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure that you can just like take money and they're just playing pretend.
No.
As Amir takes his earrings off, you feel a little hand kind of reach up and grab for them.
She goes, here's what I'll say. If you give me the earrings and the gold you have, I will give you back the earrings after you kill the Drow Prince.
Okay. Amir, Desmond will take you on that deal, and I will let her have my earrings.
No.
And I will say, Tessa, if you give the 15 gold you have, you may hold on to the 12 gold for the potions. Because I am a benevolent DM, and I want you to have all the things you need, because I will try to kill you next session.
I'm just happy to hear that potions are still very cheap.
We've established money is not real.
I question your definition of benevolent now.
Lovely. So she takes the gold, she takes the earrings. She looks at them and she's like, "Oh, they're not pretty nice." She kind of puts them on, and they're so big in relation to her head that like she kind of like stoops over a bit and like hunches and like lets them rest on the counter.
And she's like, these are very nice. I kind of hope you don't win. Oh, I mean, I do hope you win, because obviously I don't want the world to burn or whatever. But this is nice. I could get used to this.
Don't scratch it. Don't lose it. It's family heirloom.
I'm a keeper of things. I would never scratch beautiful jewelry. That's just not how it works.
I don't want to offend you, but those earrings add to your general aesthetic pleasingness in a way that I very respectfully admire and just wanted you to know.
That wouldn't offend me. It's when you treat me like I'm a toddler that I get offended. You can tell me I'm pretty. I know I'm pretty. Jeez.
Very pretty. No, not too pretty, Desmond, but still pretty. Yes, very pretty.
And with that, before we go to the potion place, I would like to pop over to Corwin and Noah. The two of you are in the room itself is fairly roomy. Room is roomy. Jesus Christ. The room itself is fairly large. It is spacious. There's whatever the high fantasy equivalent of a mini fridge and a microwave are. I guess like a portable cooking kind of device. It's got its own bathroom adjacent to the space. The bed is exceptionally comfortable and exceptionally large. There is only one bed, but there's definitely room for you two to not spoon if you don't want to. If you do want to, I won't stop you. It's your life.
This is
It's
like
your
the
long rest.
Holiday Inn equivalent.
It's your long rest. Do with it what you want. But yeah, so we zoom in on the two of you. I know, Corwin, you were planning to explain to Noah some hard truths about his upbringing and his family. So I'll let the two of you take that away.
What sort of shitty hotel doesn't have two beds, Corey?
Well, it was either 2 queens or 1 king ranch. And as you can see, I took the king ranch.
Fine.
So as you've kind of figured out now, with your own, I'm happy to see, by the way, bristling magical powers. Magic is real as fuck. I'm sorry to shatter that glass for you, but here we are.
How? How are we here?
Well, you know all those
It
tales
doesn't
from
look like New York, Corey.
this. This is some very potent magic that we're kind of trapped in. This has happened to me a couple times, actually. Once with a djinn, another time with another djinn.
What the fuck is a djinn, Corey?
It's like a genie. You know Aladdin? Remember that one?
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's like the blue guy. You know.
Genie sounds fun, Corey.
They're not. Do not trust anyone who tells you they are a djinn. A true Middle Eastern djinn is a terrifying, like, fire spirit, and they will kill you, or at least die trying.
That sounds like Jafar.
Disney, what can I tell you? But
Disney and its clear cultural research that goes into every single movie that is ever produced.
yeah, do you remember that time your parents told you they were going to Cairo to film that documentary for National Geographic?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The one
Jin.
that got axed?
Yeah, Jin. It got axed because in the process we kind of destroyed a tomb that we were also going to shoot. It was a whole thing.
Oh my lord.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Well, what I want to kind of broach here is that your parents, I was kind of segueing into that with the whole Egypt trip. We kind of had a
three-way?
second job.
Oh.
No. No three-ways.
Not that time, at least.
That's not where I thought you were going with it.
No, not since the 80s, but we had this kind of a second job where we would take care of I guess you could call them magical mishaps. Something, like we're dealing with right now. Although this is a first where I wasn't prepared for it, I must admit. This was kind of surprising. I had some suspicions, and so did your parents. That's why they were funding this whole thing. They wanted to stick close to it in some regard. But I was also put here to make sure that something like this didn't happen, and it totally slipped under my nose. I guess I got just so busy doing all these sets that I kind of forgot about that responsibility. But
I just love the idea that Corwin and Noah's parents are essentially like the magical Ghostbusters. It's like Fringe meets Ghostbusters.
yeah.
That's so amazing. Sorry, you may continue. I had
Okay.
to. I had to.
Of course. So, yeah, that's it. As I like kick off my boots and like throw the blanket on the very nicely made bed.
Okay, but I have a lot more questions now.
I
Like, why are there fucking lightning bolts shooting out of my hands?
like plop into the bed and like the sheets kind of like lift up with the air as the mattress bounces, and then I put my hands behind my head, kind of just looking up at the ceiling. That one. Oh, I can definitely answer that one. That's your mom, sorcerer. Inherently magical. She must have passed it on to you.
Oh. What else can I do?
Well, have you given any consideration to your class? If you were to pick a magical profession, what would you envision for yourself?
I don't fucking know, Corey. I didn't know magic was real until. Well, I don't even know what time it is anymore, but.
Well, you're inherently magical. Have you ever made any agreements with an all-knowing, all-powerful entity of any sort?
Do you mean, did I go to church?
Not exactly.
My parents aren't into that shit.
Well, I was gonna say, if you did go, did God speak back to you?
No, because that would be weird.
All right, so not a warlock. Got it. Maybe you're meant to be a sorcerer just like your mom.
Okay, Corey, so what can I do? And how do I make it happen? Because I'm getting really tired of getting shot with arrows.
Listen, my magic comes from my faith in God, okay? So it might not be the exact same God that you're thinking of in that church you were talking about, but a God nonetheless. Your magic comes from within you, if you are, in fact, a sorcerer or something. So, you're going to have to just feel it, you know? And like, breaking character, are you a sorcerer class?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Jackie's like, I hope I'm not giving him the completely wrong instruction right now.
So then if that's the case, you probably have a spell list, and I have no idea what spells those are.
I'm not going to give you much.
Okay. Well, I remember your mom. She could do a lot of strange things. She could guide bolts just like you were doing. She also had this funny way of throwing these magical missiles around. It was kind of hilarious and a thing that she would. Never mind.
Yeah, that sounds real funny, Corey.
But I believe at one point she even was able to charm people. I don't know if that's something you can do.
I mean, obviously, I charm people all the time, Corey.
But with magic, there's a reason everyone greenlit every project your parents ever wanted to do. And you didn't find it funny that you just have all this money, you know, because in this world, in our world, gold is way more expensive than it is in where we are now. How did
they end up being A-listers and you ended up being a union carpenter?
I'd like to keep a low profile.
That's a really good question.
I feel like you made some horrible decisions along the way here, Corey.
I mean, whenever I retire from being an adventurer, there is an island near Fiji that is already purchased, and I'm currently building, kind of a fortress, magically speaking, and from damn paparazzi.
Okay, but you've been doing this my whole life, and I grew up in a house with a pool, and I can see the ocean.
Did I mention an island?
But you're old.
Well, you know, I have to buy magical items, and they aren't cheap either.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure Tessa and Amir are finding that out the hard way. I only gave them 12 gold. They probably need like 1,000.
Amir sneezes.
I'm gonna sort of turn out my pockets. What are these? And I'm holding roughly 100 gold.
I guess when you got transported into this thing, a lot of your regular cash got turned into gold because you're new?
Oh. But gold is
didn't
better than dollars, right? Maybe it'll stay this way.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes it does. Probably in this situation, it won't. This is like a magical construct of some sort, but that's the thing. Didn't always, end up with a bunch of money on these excursions because sometimes it was just fake.
That sounds dumb as fuck, Corey.
I never said magic made any sense.
So, as the two of you continue going back and forth, eventually falling into slumber, allowing you both to take long rests on your character sheets.
Okay.
We are going to cut
Awesome.
back over to Amir and Tessa, who, I guess just to make sure you're done in the clothing shop with your sweet little Fey woman, correct? Okay. So the two of you sort of exit the clothing shop, make a direct left, and pretty much straight in front of you, you see this little sort of grungy, dilapidated, but very much open shop with a handwritten sign that says apothecary over the door. And as you walk in there, there's an incredible, it's not a bad stench. It just smells like every flower and herb and spice just coalescing and combining together. So it's a bit overwhelming. Actually, could I get a con save from both of you?
Amir makes us an advantage. This is a dirty 20.
15.
15. All right, so both of you are unaffected. No migraines were had this day, but it is quite overwhelming. And as you walk in, you see an older human man sitting behind the counter who goes,
Hello. It's so nice to see folks in here. It's been a while. What can I do for yous?
Yes, it's this is quite strong in here. Maybe it should be incognito. We are random adventurers seeking aid of your wares, such as potions and other types of magical elixirs. Do you have any for sale?
Well, for one, I know y'all aren't random adventurers, because if you were random adventurers, you wouldn't be here right now. No one's here right now who isn't dealing with the shit up at the castle or just trying to stay alive. So I know you're lying.
Are you pro or con the people in the people who are doing all the bad stuff in the castle and all that? Whose side are you on?
I'm pretty sure everyone is against the people doing the bad shit in the castle. I don't think you're gonna meet a lot of people down here who are pro burning of the world. That feels wrong.
How do you feel about forced marriage?
I think the consent is sexy.
Thank you. You're amazing. How do you feel about being called cute?
I mean, if it's a pretty young thing like you, I wouldn't say no.
See, I don't understand why that shopkeep was so upset. Being cute is nice.
I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't really know what to say. I'm a little tongue-tied right now. If you think I'm cute, no one's called me cute in a long time.
Oh, you are such a looker.
That's
Oh,
such a shame because your
Thanks,
face is
y'all.
incredibly symmetrical.
Oh. You know, I've always said I've got a very symmetrical face, so...
Oh.
And your shop smells like a place that my hippie roommate likes to take me to sometimes to buy tarot cards. So, like, you're giving me a little taste of home right now.
Listen, it's a side effect of you gotta make all the good potions, but all the good potions have all the good ingredients, and all the good ingredients have some of the good smells, some of the not so good smells. It's an occupational hazard. What can I say?
But just amazing establishment you have here. Should we talk the prices of your wares?
Yes, absolutely. What is it that you're looking for?
Well, okay, you got this. We are heroes going to get all the bad people, just make them all go away. And would be an honor for you to give us your wares for as cheap as you can, because we're going to save the world. So like healing potions, or poison potions that could stop paralysis.
One of our friends almost died
Mhm.
trying to defend the castle. So something that helps with them not being dead would be great.
Give a persuasion check to get some cheap wares.
And a lot of them, if possible.
Threw that just into my lap.
19.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Hell yeah. All right.
Oh, flirting helps.
All right. Tell me how much gold you have got, and I'll tell you what I can do with it.
We have about 30 gold pieces.
All right. 30 gold pieces. He's like doing a little bit of math. He's like, all right. I don't want to lose a ton of money because I'm not making a ton of money. But if you are really going up there, you're gonna do a lot of murdering and stuff. I can do something for you for sure. And so you guys were asking for healing potions, and then you were looking for
Antidote.
all right, okay. So he kind of plunks out, I'll say 4 potions of healing, which give 2d4 plus 2 HP, and 2 elixirs of health, which will cure diseases and remove blindness, deafness, paralysis, and poison. And then he's like, all right, so these are going to give you just a little boost of life. This, if you get into any kind of sticky situations, these will, I mean, I can't get you out of every sticky situation, obviously, because, if there's a sword in your chest, there's a sword in your chest, but, if you're feeling paralyzed, you're feeling scared, any of those kind of things, we got you. Also, and he plunks down a bigger vial, essentially, of the same potion, same looking potion as the first. This one will heal you more. I can only give you one of those. However, and he pulls out from the back this large, almost a vase of potion. It is quite big. He goes, this one's good. This one I am losing money on, so if you have any referrals you want to send my way, if you want to share the word with people that this is a good place to get their wares and their that'd be awesome. But this one, when you drink it, you get a little bit more health for a little while. And essentially, it's like if you bottled a bless spell, It's like liquid bless. It's called a potion of heroism.
Really great name for it. Liquid bless?
Well, it's called a potion of heroism, but if you like liquid bless, whatever, I can call it liquid bless.
I think it's good liquid best. You should go with that. It will sell more.
Cool, perfect. So yeah, 10 temporary HP as well as a bless spell. And what I will say is I will allow there to be enough in this for all of you to have a sip of it, which will give all of you the. However, he's going to say, what I will say though, you said you have 30 gold. I would love to get 50 for the lot. This is a huge loss on my part, and 50. Jesus, the potion of heroism. The liquid blast alone goes for 180 gold. The potion of greater is 150. I'm losing out a lot. So, 50 gold. Can we make that work?
Let me ask you one question. Do you happen to have any potions of invisibility or to keep someone who shouldn't be seen hidden? If so, and Amir, if you also see he has gold rings on, we'll start to slip off his gold rings. Like, I can pay for the lot with this.
How much gold would you say that ring is worth? And if you would like to, you can roll for it.
Yes, I'd like to roll for it, yeah.
Okay. Let's multiply whatever it is by 100.
What die am I using?
Let's roll a d20.
A d20?
Yeah.
Natural 20. A 13.
13. Okay. I mean, that's still a good amount of gold. He kind of looks at it, he goes, interesting. I've never seen one of those before.
Yes,
Do I-
it's for the whole country.
Does it have any sort of magic? Is it imbued with anything? Can I boil it down and drink it?
I mean, I wish you wouldn't, but it is imbued with the love of my people and the sweat and blood and tears that Desmond has went off and battled many villains and saved many people in distress. And through all of that, it culminated into my very essence being sucked into this ring.
Persuade me, baby.
Sure, I am good at those because I am a bard. Okay, a 17, not my best.
17. Okay, that's okay. Because you know what? All right. I can give you all this for the 30 golds and the ring. But I'm keeping the ring. And there's no you come back and you get it back later. This is my ring now. This is Daddy's ring.
The Craig, that's your essence.
It's alright. It's alright. Desmond must do what he must.
But I think we could just go get money from.
No. Don't take this
The
away from me.
building.
Man needs this. I will sacrifice my very soul for the betterment of our party so we can defeat the evil. I think that's the line, something like that. But yes,
All
take
right.
it. I don't want to look back. Hurry, please, just
So
give me the
takes-
potions.
Takes the ring, takes all your gold. You get a potion of invisibility. You get a potion of superior healing, which is. Oh, wait, did I say superior? No, I said potion of greater healing. So that's. God, where is it? I'm losing my mind. It's 44 plus 4. So you have one of those. You have one invisibility. You have one liquid bless, with is also 10 HP. And then you have 4 potions of healing, which is 2d4 plus 2.
I'm so sorry. Just wanted to get. So I got 4 potions of healing. What was that?
Correct.
How many of the greater one?
1 greater.
1 greater.
Yeah, no one said anything about Daddy's.
I thought it. I was just like, let me think.
4 potions of healing, 1 potion of greater, 1 big vial of liquid bless, which everyone can drink out of, and then 1 potion of invisibility.
Got it. Good. I got it all. Ugh.
And with that, unless there's anything else you would like to grab,
I'd like to go to the place where we grab money.
okay. So Tessa, on your way back I said it, it's canon. On the way back to the inn, the two of you sort of pop around behind the inn, and you see this little, it's almost like a lemonade stand looking not building even, just like a little like structure. And there's a little like 6-year-old gnome who is just standing there. She's like,
You want some money?
Yes, please. I would love some money. Thank you.
Okay. How much money you want?
How much can I ask for?
I don't know.
Can I have 100 gold pieces?
Sure.
she just hands you 100 gold pieces. And then the two of you make your way back to the tavern. The two of you are able to get a short rest, while the other two are able to get a long rest. So please take that now.
Yay.
Good thing I'm also mixed with also barbarian because I didn't get back those spell slots. But that's okay.
That is a-okay. So you have successfully shopped aggressively, gotten a lot of various items. Have you guys made sure you've added everything that you have purchased into your inventory? Corwin has been given his strength gauntlets, correct?
Yep.
Great.
They have been attuned with also.
I mean, are you keeping track of the potions we got?
Yep. I have it right here.
Cool. I didn't want to write anything down because I didn't want us to have double of everything, because that would be cheating, and that's not correct. Even though it probably would have been very easy to do.
Yes,
That's where
Ben,
I know
magical
where it comes from.
socialism, where they just hand out cash behind the tavern.
I love so much that the crag just gave away very important jewelry, and it was just like, just go ask the little gnome. Be like, spend your money.
The little gnome child. They have a small child in charge of distributing funds. But anyway,
Roll some hit die to heal up.
yes, please roll your hit die. Do your
All
do
of
your
it.
things. Also, I will say that if any of your items retire, I have been having the worst tongue tie tonight. Acquire attunement. That we can say that in the time you were in the inn, you were able to attune them.
Oh, good.
Let me know when you guys are ready. Rolling all of your various dices, die.
Why is my healing?
Uh-oh. Is everyone healed?
Are y'all good?
Yeah.
We all safe?
Use all my hit die, but I'm there. No, most.
It's okay. Look, I'll make sure you don't die. Maybe we'll see. All right. So,
No one believes you.
I mean, hey, it is a module. If someone dies, no real long-term consequences, baby. All right. So, the hit die don't matter when you're dead. That is so true.
Very true.
All right. So the four of you, as you are, I'd say that, probably three of you can fit comfortably in the bed. One of you is on like the essentially like pull-out couch that is in the room. And you are finally having a moment to just relax and be. And very shortly into that moment, the world begins to swim and change again.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, at least let me get dressed.
I do like that canonically, Corwin does come into this encounter in his boxers. Just like, shit, where are my clothes? But you find yourselves seated in a great banquet hall. And what, give me just a very quick history check, very low DC.
Well, this die was hot, not anymore.
Yeah, mine too. I got a 6.
9.
6, 9,
10.
nice.
I got a 10.
All right. Anyone who got above a 10, you look around and you see these long tables that are full of drow and various underdark creatures. And you see, a group of essentially like kingsmen who are at a table in the back, but very clearly they aren't physically shackled, but you can tell that they are being kept prisoner here. And those of you who rolled a 10, you realize that this is the night before the wedding feast. And that you are essentially here at the last sort of hour before Adria is to be married to Fricks. And as you arrive in this space, you look around and you see the tables are laden with food, a variety of different kinds of food. There is some that is more human catered food. There is some that is more foreign, a little bit creatures that you've never seen, that you've never eaten, that sort of thing. And also there is a large dance floor that has been cleared in the middle. And as you arrive in this space, people are beginning to get up from the tables and beginning in pairs, in singles, in trios, to sort of make their way over onto the dance floor and begin celebrating this wonderful union that is to come. The four of you essentially have two choices in this moment. There is no sight of Fricks. So there is no, I guess you could just break out and kill everyone here, but even with a DC 10 history check, you are so overpowered that this does not feel like the moment to take a stand. So you can either sit and whine and dine, or you can get up and you can dance. And I will let you all individually decide which of those two choices you would like to take.
Even though it is probably a very dangerous situation, Amir will not pass up a chance to dance and spotlight on him. And
All right.
do that.
So, inspiration to Rachel. Because your character is getting married medieval style and you're gonna need it. So Amir, you look around, you survey the situation, you realize that you have to play into what is happening here if you want any chance of A, getting out alive, and B, saving Andrea / Tessa from whatever is going to be happening tomorrow. And so you somewhat tentatively make your way onto this dance floor. And as you do, give me a perception check quickly.
Ooh, Amir. Ooh, a 21.
You see on the floor small smoky tendrils that kind of come up and vanish and come up and vanish in various places. It's not as if they're appearing in the same place. But that being said, please describe to the group what it is that you do on this dance floor. What sorts of moves you're putting out. Are you trying to copy those around you? Or are you just going full hip hop, full breakdance, full ballet? What is it? What have we got?
Oh, Amir is doing like so reading the room and wanting to kind of do what everyone else is doing, but then elevate it. He's elevating it and mixing in modern dance moves. If they're doing like a waltz, he's gonna like do a waltz with some extra like pop and lock, going on with it. While he's blending, well, I say blending in, as he's mingling in and out of the dance, trying to make sure the sights are on him. And he's also listening just in case they're whispering something.
So as the folk sort of twirl and spin around you, you begin to copy the moves that they are performing, while still adding your own the Crag spin to them as you will. Can I get a quick performance check from you?
Oh yes, that's doubly proficient in that. Ooh, that is going to be left the page for a moment. A 20 dirty.
A 20. So as you move and you swirl, very deftly stepping around the tendrils on the ground, despite the fact that you don't exactly know where they are going to appear, you hear in like this like back place in your mind, cheering and applause and hooting and hollering, and you realize that somewhere, not here, but somewhere where the audience is, they are eating this up. And with that, you gain 3d10 temporary HP as you dance through this space.
Oh, do I roll that, or
You can roll that, yes, unless you would like me to. I'm more than happy to
yeah,
roll.
you roll it.
I'll roll it. Okay, let's go. So that is 5, 6, 2.
Okay. Nice. Oh yeah,
Yes.
Amir's just eating this up and going and looking at the rest of them to be like, go mingle, like like everyone else to mingle and dance.
There's like,
around.
guys, you're making me feel so weird. Why is no one dancing?
I just don't want to give the pervert who yelled in our head any satisfaction of our performance.
Rachel, or rather Tessa, what is it that you are doing? Are you going to sit and eat and converse, or are you going to join Amir?
I'm gonna sit and eat.
Lovely.
C statement about the pervert who is in my mind who wants us to
Right.
perform.
Of course.
I'm
We don't.
not your toy.
We don't.
Just
give
like
perverts
Tessa
what they
says to
want.
the air.
All right. So Tessa, you reach for the plate that is closest to you, and it's a food that you you haven't seen before, but you see, other humanoids eating it. You don't think it's well, you don't really know. And as you take a bite, the flavor it's bitter and it's spicy, but it's also a little bit umami. You don't hate it. It's new. It's a new experience. And as you whatever this is, could you give me a D6 roll, please?
Yes. 3.
3.
No, those are dice, not toys.
Tessa, you also, as you are eating this foreign underdark creature, which is sort of what you infer that this is, as it is something that you've never seen before, you also gain 3d10 temporary HP, and I can roll those for you, or you can roll those for yourself.
Please roll them for me. How fun.
That is 2. That is 4. That is 6.
So 6?
Well, 2 plus 4 plus 6.
Oh, okay. So 12.
Yeah.
Aha, theater kid, doing math.
And as you're eating, you sort of look around you, and none of the drow are paying you any notice. They are practically acting like you are not there. They are conversing with each other, they are drinking with each other, and you are sort of sat in the midst of them, completely unacknowledged. Corwin, are you dancing or are you drinking, my friend?
Well, it wasn't exactly a buffet-style breakfast that I was expecting at the tavern, but I guess this medieval feast will do.
Lovely. And Corwin, you reach for the closest plate to you, and it's it's a thing of roast quail, very very familiar cuisine. And you take a sip out of the chalice that is sitting next to your plate, and that has a slightly different aftertaste. It tastes like wine, but it doesn't taste like any wine that you've ever had before. And I would like a D6 roll from you as well.
A D6, you
A
said?
D6. Just a regular old dice.
That's a 4.
That is a 4. Oh. As you imbibe this substance, this wine-like substance, you feel a deep dread in your gut.
Of course.
You feel something is terribly wrong. And you look around and you look at the creatures that are sitting at various tables, and some of them are monstrous in their ancestry. Some of them are ghoulish, and some of them are humanoid, but the ones that are a little bit more on the monstrous end of the spectrum, you find terrifying. And for the next day, for the next 24 hours, you are frightened of all monsters.
All monsters?
All monsters.
Dionysus, save me.
And you look across the table at this sort of like many tentacled creature, and it sort of turns its eyes towards you and blinks a couple times and smiles and goes back to eating. And your gut turns over. And actually, give me a con save, just because.
That's a 9.
Can you also give me a dexterity check?
Like a regular check?
Just a regular check. Just a regular dex check.
That's a 16.
All right. So, Corwin, you feel your stomach do a backflip as this many-eyed monster blinks at you and smiles. And
So natural.
you are able to essentially sprint, not out of the hall, but over to the doorway before you begin heaving into the entranceway, because you are so terrified However, not everyone sees it because, I mean, they do see you sprint away and they do see you kind of stop at the doorway, but you do manage to not make a complete spectacle of yourself, not vomit all over the table. But yeah, for the next 24 hours, you're frightened of all monsters. Noah, sweet baby angel.
I am going to turn to, I guess, just Tessa because Corwin has just fled. This part of the show isn't like some sort of red wedding shit, right?
I mean, not in our version of the production, but I haven't seen the one this theater is put on. There's a lot of changes.
Is
So,
the food poisoned?
my food wasn't poisoned, but it seems like it would be an acquired taste. Texturally, a
you-
little unpleasant, but not bad overall. I'd eat it again.
Okay, I'm glad you tried it first, and I will take a bite of the food.
Lovely. So you are sitting next to Tessa. So you are eating the same sort of underdark creature that has this spicy umami bitterness. That again, it's not bad. It's just different than anything that you've ever tasted before. And I would like for you to also roll me a d6.
1.
1. Ooh, all right. That's a fun one. Could
Whoa.
you roll me a d100?
If I must.
100.
D100, lucky.
37.
37. I don't even know what these are.
Oh my goodness.
This is a completely nothing thing, but so after you take a bite of this food, and this is a direct word, 2 flumps, FLUMPHS. What the fuck is a flump? Anyone
A
know?
generally benevolent, sort of ghostly creature.
Okay,
Weird.
so two cute little ghostly hedgehogs. That's not what they are, but that's what they are here. Appear.
It's like a ghost jellyfish thing.
It's so cute.
FLUMPHS. FLUMPHS.
Yeah. Murder
Oh, they
jellyfish
are
would be
really
right.
cute.
They're so cute, though.
So 2 little sweet tendrilled flumps appear right behind you, Noah, and they look up at you and they begin shaking and cowering in fear. What this says is 1d6 flumps controlled by the DM appear in unoccupied space and are frightened of you. They vanish after 1 minute. So as you take a bite of food, these 2 sweet little tendrilled flumps pop into existence behind you and then cower together, shaking in fear, looking up at you, Noah.
Do you see those two?
You can see them, Tessa, yes.
Can I?
Yes.
They're so cute.
Tessa, as you say that, they kind of scurry underneath your legs and like wrap themselves under you and like kind of like peer out up at Noah and like kind of like hide back under the table and under your legs again.
Oh my gosh, they're so scared of you.
I hate it here.
Me too. I wanna go.
Tessa's having a mental breakdown.
They tickle.
They do. They kind of have like little whiskers that kind of like rub up against the backs of your knees. And as Tessa, you begin to have a complete and utter just mental breakdown from the last, you don't even know how many hours of existence in this like almost like subliminal nothing space that exists between reality and like the unseen world. And Noah, as these 2 little gelatinous ghost creatures cower from you, and Corwin, as you feel very sick and very afraid, and Amir, as you gleefully, lively, My tongue is not working today.
You're there, lively.
Lively. I just said lively. Blithely. I was trying to say blithely and lively. Dance through these smoky tendrils. You hear a crash from the back of the room.
What's that?
And as the four of you whip around, you see charging through the doorway an army of Kingsguard and an army of Kingsmen. And I would like you all to roll initiative. However, we will do that at the start of next week's session.
Oh my
spicy.
goodness.
Next,
That was
I said next week, but I don't know that it's going to be next week. I don't know when it's going to be. We'll find out.
Tessa's just laughing and tears are streaming down her face. Just like, no, please no. But it's just through this den of laughter.
Ugh. So that's where we're going to end for this evening.
We're getting ready.
Hope y'all had fun. Hope y'all had a good little shopscapade together.
I love shopping. Love shopping.
Session.
I love playing dress up. They're all good.
Ben told me not to do a shopping session because he said they're boring, and I don't disagree, but also I needed to get y'all some magic items, so this is how we did it. I also absolutely horsed the shit out of my voice trying to do that second voice, but that's okay. We live and we learn.
But also, Ben is boring, so who cares?
But also, Ben's boring.
And we did some amazing RP. We learned lore. Thanks, Corin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Building out the lore for us. Appreciate it.
You got
I love RP.
Ben said he didn't say just do it. He just said they're boring.
Well, we make it fun because we're
We
all
just
Yeah.
make it fun. Ben, were you bored by this session? Be honest. Jake and Katie are boring. Okay. You know what?
Ah,
This is
Wow.
this is some
Wow.
fuck shit. But Rachel, Omar,
yes.
I'm not gonna ask you, Jake, because I know that you don't have an answer. Where can people find you?
Ooh, okay. So, hi, Omar, aka Tailweaver. You can find me at on my personal That's So Omar, and also on A Tale of D20s, our TTRPG actual play and digital media company. We are in the midst of our charity month, and with streams coming up on the 18th for
Oh,
the
yeah.
Trevor Project. So stop
Yes.
by. Everything that we stream will be for the Trevor Project, and the links will be down there. It's an amazing nonprofit that deals with LGBTQIA youths that have been kicked out, and this is the time especially to give because they need homes and need places to stay. So yeah, you can catch everything at all of this and information on everything at ataleofd20s.com.
Perfect. Rachel.
You can find me all over the social media tubes under the handle I am Rachel Quirky, or if you'd like to follow my wrestling career, you can follow on Twitter or Instagram under the name Charles Stunning. I'm going to drop those both in the chat for
Yes, please
typing because it's
do.
hard. And I stream here on Twitch. .tv at I am Rachel Quirky every Tuesday and Wednesday morning. I'm playing Wildflowers. It's cozy as fuck. We cried a little. Come check it out. Come say hi. Folks here in the chat have stopped by. I hope more of you do because it's a good time. We yell about how bad capitalism is also.
I love that. I love that so much.
You're real mad about it.
That's
Nice.
fantastic. Zeki, I know you can be found here all of the time. Do you have anything else you'd like to plug? I will give you that. I know Natural Ones has some stuff happening.
Yeah, the Natural Ones has returned. Part of the A Tale of D20 network with Omar down there on the other side of the screen. We do a comedy D&D show where it's an epic fantasy adventure that is constantly being sidetracked by my players as I DM the show. Check that out, and then also check me out on A Tale of D20s. Got a lot of fun stuff coming up. If you enjoy the DM like 101 sessions that we've been doing here on Amateurish Productions. You're going to love the DM stuff that I'm going to be doing over on A Tale of D20s, where I'm going to be bringing guests on and talking about their worlds that they've built and kind of diving into, I love my rocks, the geology of their worlds a little bit, and how it like affects, the people's places and things that are going on in their campaigns. So really excited for that one as well.
Yeah. Jake, do you have anything to plug?
No.
Okay. Yourself. All right, great. Well, on that note, I guess probably good for us to plug the fact that we are starting a consistent actual play campaign on AP starting Tuesdays. It is at, please tell me if I'm remembering, 9 p.m. Eastern. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tuesdays at 9 p.m. EST, starting in January. I'm super excited that we're actually going to be able to like dive in and explore characters and like really, we've done a lot of one shots and a lot of modules and like 3 and 4 shots. This is going to be such a cool experience, being able to really delve in and like fuck around in a space and find out. And I am very much looking forward to it. So there's that. And then also coming in January, Monday night, Zeki, correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to essentially double up. We're going to do a couple hours of, I don't know, anyone who was here on Tuesday, we kind of started building a Clue TTRPG, build your own adventure sort of thing, where you're able to like roll a d20 and figure out what the murder weapon is and figure out what the location is, or you can sort of like build it whatever yourself. So we were like, hey, this is a really cool, fun thing. Why don't we keep building it and keep streaming it? So we're going to start with that. And then after that, we'll take a short, I don't know, like 20-minute break, maybe a 30-minute break, depending, maybe a 5-minute break. And then we're going to be basically doing not really a talk back, but kind of recapping what happened that week in the actual play campaign, and then doing a bit more world building based on the things that have happened in the previous week's session, so that Ben, Zeki, and I have been really kind of digging into this world that we are creating, and we're gonna be able to take the things that happen in the campaign and then sort of figure out how that fits into the world. So we'll be doing that live as well. Only 2 things we know for sure are happening in January that will be consistent, but we are very excited about them. They'll be fun. And then, of course, Zeki, Ben, Rachel, and I will also be on the ATOD campaign, which is on Sundays at what time, Omar?
1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Sunday, Jesus. So
Sunday
Sunday and
yes,
Tuesday, almost all of us will be doing actual plays. So you got lots of options, lots of chances to watch. And thanks so much for stopping by. Let's raid Kat, who is playing WoW. Yeah. Any last words? And then we can schedule something when we are offline. I heard your cat.
Yeah, that was the last word. It was my cat saying, "Feed me."
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. It's so much fun.
Thank you.
And we will see y'all. I don't know what our streaming schedule. Oh, wait, no, Sunday. We have
Tomorrow.
No,
It's
tomorrow. Fuck, tomorrow. We have a Chaos Ladies stream tomorrow, which I guess is just canonically Chaos Ladies because we.
I mean, if y'all want to come up with another name, we can workshop it, and I'll make a thing.
I'm down. We're Chaos Ladies. It's cool. That's
Okay.
Rachel, myself, and Erica, and we play this weird dynamic trio, traveling through the intergalactic realms that Astral Sea stuff. I'm not doing a very good job. That's okay. And then Sunday, we have an all-femme presenting cast doing a Christmas Carol type situation. Rachel, I don't know if are you joining that? I know that you were invited to it. We can talk offline.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
okay.
figure it out.
Yeah,
I like it if I'm in it. I like it even if I'm not in it. I support Femmes rolling dice.
And with that, I think the raid is kicking off. So just end there.
Just end with-